Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with all the anxiety going around, with all of the different news articles and all of the different things going on, I wanted to go over this article with you to maybe take away a little bit of that anxiety, all right? Because when you are prepared, you should not be scared. Now, it is true that for the past several years, in my opinion, a lot of the things that the clowns have actually, run tests on and simulated, like the video I put out yesterday about the food shortage simulation that occurred back in 2015, and that all of their predictions pretty much have come to pass already. It's kind of amazing that these clowns predict that these things may happen in some kind of a simulation, and then 5, 6, 7 years later, those exact same things are happening when they said it would happen. Well, I want to caution you on the contrary, on the other side of that. Don't allow the news to infiltrate you with fear, right? Learn to read, between the lines. And if you are prepared, you definitely should not be scared. A member of the German legislature is openly warning that September 24th will be a day when everyone will remember where they were, where he or she was, and that it will feel more like a September of 2001 event. And needless to say, those days don't come along very often. Now, exactly what is it that's going to happen? And I'm getting to a point here, and I hope you stay with me. Right here, he says, everyone will not forget September 24th, and everyone will know exactly where he or she was. What will happen on September 24th, 2022? And it says here that a German legislature openly warning that on September 24th, everyone will remember exactly where he or she was, and that it's going to feel somewhat like it felt on September of 2001. But they're not actually saying what it is that they think is going to happen. They're just saying that everyone will remember an event that happens on September 24th. Now, I've actually heard that date used before, that some kind of a major event is going to happen, and I haven't really reported on it because no one can really say, well, exactly what is it that's going to happen. I absolutely don't know. If I did, I would let you all know. So here they ask, what is it that's going to happen on September 24th? And they say they don't know exactly what it is. It may be some kind of a black flag event, like a financial collapse, but they don't know. Unfortunately, nobody knows if he's trying to stoke fear or if this is predictive programming. All right? Understand programming. Install fear. How is it that governments control people? By propagandizing them with fear. Of course, governments control people with food, financial system, and all that stuff. But fear is really your biggest emotion. It's the biggest human emotion is fear. And it is used against people all the time. Just take a look at the I followed by the R followed by the S. That institution is an institution of fear. It puts fear upon the people so that the people will comply with the rules that are set forth for them by the clowns above. Let's see. Or if he just felt he needed to warn the political ruling class of Germany. So maybe he's warning the political ruling class of Germany that something big is going to happen. If he wasn't supposed to say this, could that mean this ominous event is pushed out? So, like I said, when people just read a headline, they take it to heart. But do a little more research. Read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. It has been interestingly silent as far as being a big event or news lately. We are moving into times where we will see catastrophic events happen that most people never imagined were possible. All of human history has been building up to a grand crescendo, and I've been talking about that for a while, that we are going to culminate into an apex where all of these cycles are going to come together, and it's just going to be a big bang, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to come real quickly. Right now, we've been going on a nice, slow train. Well, that train is picking up speed. And when it reaches top speed, it won't take long for it to hit that wall. Right? Considering this video is going viral according to reports, it could just be a way to throw off the public or make sure the public continues to call their bluff. Only time will tell if this will be something that will manifest. So what does it matter what's going to happen on the 24th of September if something does happen? What does it matter to you? What does it matter to me? For example, do you have water put away? or a way to get water? Do you have a water filter? Okay, so if something happens with the water, you're covered, at least for a time being, if you have your water preps put away. Do you have food put away? For whatever amount of time you feel comfortable with storing food out into the future. So if something happens, you have your food taken care of. Do you have a way to heat food, to heat water, to heat your home? Do you have these things put aside? Do you have all of your medications that you require in order to keep you healthy and living for an extended amount of time? Do you have self-defense? Pretty much, are you prepared? So that's what I want to put out there to you. Are you prepared? Yes, we have things that we can talk about that we know are going to happen. For example, California's rice harvest is less than 50% of what it normally is this year. Thank goodness that we do have another state that produces the most rice. A lot of people think California produces the most rice in the United States. Although they produce a lot, they only produce about 25-30% of the rice that's produced in the United States. I believe it's Arkansas that produces the most rice in the United States. And although their crop is not the best that it's ever been, they should still produce enough to take care of us, given that the government doesn't allow these big corporations to export all of our rice. So we should be like okay with rice, but what happens when there's a lower supply? There's going to be a higher price. So the video that I put out yesterday was pretty much warning you, hey, listen, the price of rice is going to go up because we're going to have a much more lower supply. I mean, our supply, just because of California only producing about half, actually a little bit less than half of what it normally produces on your average year, that's, you know, when you think about it, that's about 12-15% less in the stock. So, of course, prices are going to go up. That is something that we can actually take action on because it is something that is actually happening and it has been reported on and it's real. But what's going to happen on September 24th? Nobody knows. Anybody can just make up any day. What's going to happen on December 3rd? On December 3rd, supposedly, we're supposed to be switching over to a CBDC, a centrally banked digital currency. You know, and that's just something someone started to talk about because of the executive order that the president, signed into law. I like how they say that he signed an executive order into law, when an executive order is the exact opposite of what the law is. You know, an executive order, an order by edict, all right, by fiat, is not law. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. So my question to you is this: are you worried about this? About people saying, "Whoa, something big is going to happen on September 24th." Now, look, something big may happen, but if something big happens, do you have your preps? And if you don't have your preps, if you just started prepping, or you just don't have any preps at all, why don't you have your preps? Why aren't you concentrating on those things that you need in order to survive? If you don't have your preps, if you're not prepped at all, start with the basics, all right? I've got plenty of videos out there that show you how to start. This is what you really need to concentrate on first and foremost if you're just starting to prep. How you can prep on the cheap to feed yourself for at least a month and a half on like $100 and be able to sustain life. But if you have your preps, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to have any anxiety in your lives. If you are already prepped up, you don't need to worry about what's happening. All right? Especially news like this that's not actionable. There's no action that you can take to prevent whatever's going to happen on September 24th just because someone said something's going to happen on September 24th. There's no action that you can take. The only action that you can take is to be prepared, period. Be prepared for anything. You know, a lot of preppers prep for different reasons. Some prep for a financial collapse and they just concentrate on that. Some prep for an EMP. Some prep for tornadoes. Some prep for hurricanes. Some prep for other natural disasters. But what all preps have in common are those basic things that you need in order to preserve life. Water, right? Food, heat, shelter, right? Medicine. And of course, I never leave out self-defense because that, in my opinion, is very important. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? This video has already gone on a little too long. I'll go ahead and put out a second quick video about the second topic that I want to talk to you all about today. All right, having said that, have a great day. Have a good Tuesday. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.